Happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Saturday. What's
Good
up,
morning.
Dr. T?
Good morning, everybody. It is always so comical right before we get ready to get on, and I just love it. Good morning, Regina. How you doing today?
You know what? I'm doing fine. Every time I wake up this morning, in the morning, I thank God for life, for breath,
Yeah, yeah,
and then I think for my family and my friends. So yeah, I'm excited.
yeah. I know.
Yeah,
It's an honor and a privilege just to have breath in your
it
body.
is. It
It is, and
is.
I'm so thankful this morning.
What are
I'm
you thankful
excited.
for?
Well, I'm thankful for a few things. First of all, of course, life, my family, my only child, and my husband, and I'm thankful for being in circles
Mhm.
that where change happens. So I'm excited. I'm just thankful.
So you know what? I'm thankful for individuals that love on you when you least expect it,
Hmm.
and you never know when someone needs love.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
a phone call, a text, how you doing? I
Hmm.
love you, or just checking in with them. That's important.
It is important, and I think that the older we get,
Hmm.
the more we
The more
really
seasons you
realize.
get, because I go
Well, the
backwards.
more
I go back. My
seasons
numbers go
we get,
backwards.
right?
My
Okay.
numbers go backwards.
Okay, good. All right. So they backwards now, right?
Hmm.
Okay, good. So I think
I'm
that
25.
the okay. All right, cool. We'll take 25. Okay. 25. Yay. It is year 25, right? But honestly, I think that the older that we get, the more we begin to look at life differently. And you
Hmm.
begin to, appreciate those that are in your life because you realize material things going to come and go, but friendships and relationships, those are lasting things.
Facts, facts. So we do want to encourage you today. If you are listening live, we want you to call in at 248-905-1128.
Hmm.
248-905-1128. Because this morning we have
Dr.
Dr.
Deidre
Deidre Waterman
Waterman.
on.
We are so excited to have
Yes,
her
we
in
are.
the building, y'all. So listen, there's so much that this woman has done for the city of Pontiac in the past, and we're excited. She is running for mayor again, and so you all want to tune in. We got some news you can use. You're able to talk to her. You can call in, like Regina said, at 248-905-1128. We're expecting to hear from y'all. Get on up, get your coffee, get your pen out. We got some news you can use today.
All right, we'll be right back with Dr. Deidre Waterman. First of all, let's not forget, let's do a happy birthday to her.
Yes.
Today is her
Oh,
birthday. So
listen.
let's try to get it in two. Let's try to get it in
Come
two.
on, one, two,
Two,
three,
three.
go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dr.
Deidre
Waterman. Hey, happy birthday to you. Y'all see, Regina really thought she was Donna Summers.
Because I got her hair.
See? That's what I'm saying. So listen, tune in. We'll be right back with Dr. Deidre Waterman.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's me, Tune Up Man, along with Joe Longhammer and Regina, the queen of car loans at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford.
If I'm looking for a new car and I have $500, Regina, what can you do for me?
I'll take your $500 and turn it into $1,000.
But there's a catch, right?
That's right. I can only handle 25 of these deals each month.
Hurry before those 25 deals are gone.
Call or text 248-266-9875.
Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com.
Regina, the queen of car loans here with Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, come see the queen, like Dr. T.
The Queen got me approved the same day and got me what I wanted. No hassle, no problems. Go see Regina, the Queen of Car Loans.
That's right, my lenders are...
Hello everybody, my name is Quentin Hines. I'm a former NFL player, Super Bowl champion of the New England Patriots. Here with Mayor Waterman, I brought a lot of business to Pontiac. I really love everything that she's done in the past, and I support her for the new mayor.
Thank you so much.
Hello everybody, my name is Quentin Hines. I'm a former NFL player, Super Bowl champion of the New England Patriots. Here with Mayor Waterman, I brought a lot of business to Pontiac. I really love everything that she's done in the past, and I support her for the new mayor.
So we're here with Dr. Waterman in the studio. She is our former two-term mayor for the city of Pontiac, and she is currently running for the mayor currently. And we're super excited to have you on our show today.
Good morning,
Good
Dr.
morning.
Waterman.
I'm so happy to be here, and thank you for that birthday rendition. I loved it. It was almost in tune. Okay.
Almost.
It was almost in tune.
I thought I was in tune. No, I wasn't.
I'm not going to
Well,
say a
I
word.
wasn't.
I already know that I'm not a
thought I-
singer.
Almost in the same tune, let me say.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I believe that.
That's not good.
You're a great radio aficionado. So
Okay.
So we get an A+ for
Effort.
starting for effort.
At least we did effort, right? Instead of an E, we'll get an A today.
It's good to be with the ladies in the house today.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, so I'm so excited, Dr. Waterman. It is, like I said, we had a brief introduction, everybody, when she first got here, and I'm just so excited. First, before we even get started, I just really want to give you your flowers again today. For those of you who don't know, if you're new and you're a millennial and you may not know this, Dr. Waterman had a office downtown Pontiac in the Waterman Building where she was a ophthalmologist. Am I saying that
right.
correct? Yes.
Absolutely
She's an ophthalmologist, and I really appreciate her because for 30 years, for those of you who have followed me, who know, for 30 years, I worked with the developmental and the mentally ill population, and she was the first doctor that will handle very well our clients to get glasses. So it was a time when people were not really servicing that population. And not only were they not servicing them, they were doing a disservice to them. They were not very kind. They were not very patient. And so I want to give you your flowers today for showing kindness and for being compassionate towards the people we serve. Many of our clients, and I'm saying many as in 70, 80 of them for sure, were able to get eye exams and even glasses if needed. So I want to tell you thank you for having that business in Pontiac, making it accessible to the clients that were in Macomb and Oakland County. And then just, again, your staff and you were very compassionate to them. So thank you.
Well, thank you for remembering that, and that was a pride to be able to service people in that way in a profession that I love very much as a healthcare professional, and people trust in you and put confidence, and I always felt that that was an honor and a privilege.
Yeah.
I tried to be responsible for that, and that certain attitude has carried on even in my elected life, because I think it's also important to remember that you're there to serve people.
That's good.
And to do your best job and to be responsible and to be compassionate. And that's what I tried to carry through. And all my staff, that was one of the things I taught them, not only when they worked with me in the office as an ophthalmologist, but also taking that into the role as mayor and my other elected official positions. It was an honor and a privilege to serve people.
Oh, that's amazing.
So-
So thank you.
So let's get right into it. First of all, I want to give you a shout out because I have two brothers that are special needs, and a lot of people don't know that unless they know me personally that I have two brothers. So the things that you've done for the the special population, the community, shout out to you, and hopefully you can share your experience with other doctors that are in the field right now because that's much needed. Treating everybody the same, that's very important.
Absolutely.
But when I was looking at your campaign literature, Mayor Waterman, well, I still call you Mayor Waterman, but Dr. Waterman, your literature said, what is your experience and why is it important at this critical time? Because you have individuals, just not in this mayor race now, but just in the race period in other states, people think that their experience is what makes them the best for their job. And you have the experience because you have already served 2 terms. But why is experience so critical at this particular time in the city of Pontiac?
That's one of the thoughts that we put out to people is that experience matters, particularly because Pontiac right now is at a very critical time of development. And we've come through a lot of difficulties. I remember when I came in as mayor, I came in after the emergency manager and had to rebuild the city. We were in deep deficit. We were hemorrhaging money. Had to rebuild the city, rebuild the government, and also build a narrative where people trusted us to come in and do business in the city of Pontiac and make a safe city. So that was something that we did. And as people move on to the next stage of Pontiac's development, we have we're out of the hot seat, so to speak. But how we develop in the future depends on the decisions that are going to be made in the next few years that will affect how Pontiac develops in the next 20 years. So in that position, we need people who can make decisions that are for the service of the citizens of Pontiac, and not because they need a job or not because they're just looking for the next step up in their career. And that's what I tried to do as mayor. And we were able to deliver a lot to the citizens of Pontiac, just getting the city out of bankruptcy. And now I left a surplus, bringing in all the grant money from the federal government after COVID called ARPA, making sure now that we have some of the development projects that really initiated when I was mayor, such as the transformation that's going to happen with the Woodward Loop, being able to bring in all the businesses, my literature shows all the businesses that we brought in when I was mayor, and with the help of council and with the
So
help
wait, so
of
you
people.
you
Yes.
you said about the businesses that were bought in during your term, right?
Yes.
What are some of those businesses? Now we have some literature to put up.
So, well, that's actually on my literature, and there were so many.
We have it up.
Yeah, we have it up so those who are watching can see right now.
If you want to name a few, I mean, there's so many on here. Some of the big ones that names people recognize are United Shore, Williams International, Amazon. That was tough work bringing those people in because they hadn't been used to coming to a city like Pontiac. We had to establish our reputation to bring those industries in. Flagstar Bank, that was the first partnership we had. I brought in $10 million with Flagstar Bank, who said, hey, look, we like the purpose and the vision you have for the city of Pontiac. We want to partner with you. So they brought in $10 million. They brought in American House and the whole Menards. When you total up all the jobs that we brought to the city, large and small businesses, we like small businesses too. We support those as well. It was about 20,000 jobs, jobs in Pontiac. So that's what began to make a difference. And bringing in all those different kinds of businesses to replace what we had lost with General Motors and some of the other businesses meant that we were bringing in more revenue for the city. That's the big thing, bringing in revenue, which increased the income tax base. And when you bring in more revenue, then you can also increase the services. You can fix more roads.
So-
You get garbage picked up better. Yes.
That is amazing. As I listen to all the jobs that were brought, but I want to go back a little bit. I know we came right in and started talking. For the viewers or some that may not be really familiar with you, can you take us back? Because you did serve 2 terms already in the city of Pontiac. So can you take us back and just walk us through that process? Because not only did you serve 2 terms, but you made history. So let's kind of talk about that.
So history and service to Pontiac didn't just start with being mayor. I actually was first elected position was as the library chairman of the board.
I do remember that.
I do too.
And that was one of the things that I stepped up when the mayor who decided that he couldn't afford to run the library anymore out of the general fund. And I said, we can't, I don't want to live in a city where the library closes.
No library, yes.
Yeah.
And what does that say for literacy and education?
Yeah.
For our young people, you don't have a library. So I got several people to step up with me, and we went and we saved the library by getting a millage passed. And the next thing I know, I was chairman of the library board and reelected, and that was one of the things that was functioning in the city when a lot of other things were not functioning that well during the period of the emergency managers. So from there, I was elected to the charter revision, served on that. And from that, people said, well, you've done such a good job of those things that are running so well. And they wanted me to consider running for mayor. And I did.
Well, let's talk about that. How did so they wanted you to consider this, but was that ever even a thought for you?
I was very involved being an optometrist
Mm-hmm.
in my
Very.
career. I had studied long and hard for that. And I had many patients who believed in me and brought their whole families to me, as you said. And I loved that career. I loved especially doing surgery. You know, ophthalmology is the science of vision in healthcare. And we could do cataract surgery and take a person who was having trouble seeing and restore their sight again. So to me, that was a love that I had. And I had so many patients who just were confident in me. And that was a great honor. So I loved that career, and I had to think long and hard about whether I wanted to I thought take an absence from the career, but I didn't know I was going to be reelected once I was mayor. So I did not, I wasn't able to continue practicing. So I actually gave up a career that I loved and trained hard for in order to continue to work for the city as the mayor. And I did that because of the commitment I had to making the city better. I could see where I could make a difference, and I wanted to continue to serve in that capacity.
So if you become mayor again, what is your vision? What would be the first thing on that your list that you would actually talk about
There are
or want to put in place?
As I said, Pontiac now is in the crossroads of a vital future. We've come from very difficult times, and we've been resilient. And we've done that by linking together and having a vision about what we want to be as a community. And one of the things that motivated me was I remember some of the, I will call them old timers now, but I'm going to mention some Hubert Price and those.
Oh, yeah.
And they used to talk about the fact that Pontiac was a city that was surrounded by all this prosperity, and we were the hole in the donut. And that didn't suit well with me. I don't want to be anybody's hole in anybody's donut. you
Come
know.
on here.
I wanted Pontiac.
We just want to eat it up
thriving. Not too many.
Facts, facts.
Well, hey, we have to watch those carbs. But at any rate, that was one of the motivating factors for me. And so I told people, if they elected me, that we would have a common vision of how Pontiac could succeed and thrive, linking arm in arm with a common vision, things that people find in their priorities. That would be my guiding light. So a vision only works, though, if you have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you just have a dream out there, then it's just a dream.
Yeah.
So one of the things I realized we had to work together strategically to find out what the priorities, to find out what it was the people wanted, and then to link arm in arms, with all the diversity and the talent we had here, to make the best use of our talent and to begin to transform the city to a city that was a livable, safe place where our children could be educated and have activities, things where we had amenities, and the kind of city that I wanted to live in, that people wanted to live in, where everybody was all inclusive and where nobody was priced out of the market or left behind. So that was my idea of the kind of community that people around me wanted to have, and I wanted to have, because I've lived here myself for 60 years, out here by Bill Waterman. And I knew that that was obtainable. It was attainable. We all kind of had a common purpose and found a vision and how to achieve that. And so as mayor, that was one of the things that I worked very hard to help to achieve that vision by coming up with strategies and plans. Getting financial stability in the city was important. So I took the city from a $30 million deficit when I started.
Wow.
We were hemorrhaging money until finding a way that when I left here, I left a $25 million surplus for the next administration.
Wow.
Not only that, but they inherited money that I brought into the city, not only the various grants such as Flagstar, and we now had the interest of the philanthropic community, which had formed here, and they were giving grants to the city too.
Wow.
The first grant we got was $100,000. I got to rebuild our grants department that the emergency manager had terminated, and some other things. So those were the things I had started as mayor, and that gave the impetus for people to believe in this city, to believe that we could achieve, to believe that we didn't have our best days behind us. That our best days could be in forward us if we had that vision and we stuck to those plans. We stuck together as a vibrant community, taking everybody.
Let me jump in here because you said
I've been
believe
trying to
it.
jump in here too. So
You to believe in a city. And as I was looking at your literature, part of your platform is to mentor and provide training to the next generation. So let's kind of talk about that. How will you do that? How will you continue to do that if elected again?
Absolutely important. It's important to give those in the next generations a chance to see how government and business is run, and to give them the opportunity to learn and to mentor them. I've done that ever since I was a businesswoman and have my own ophthalmology practice. I told young people, come in and I will train you and I will show you how to do that. I held high standards for them, and they appreciated that. And I said, even though I'm going to train you how to do this ophthalmology tech, I appreciate and will encourage you to go on to other education. And some of them went ahead and got their master's degrees and PhDs. And I said, if you get a graduate degree, I will go to your graduation, wherever it was in the United States. And I did end up going out of state to several graduations to congratulate them and say, I appreciate what you've done. And that has continued as I was mayor. We had so few employees when I first started, and I was able to build, and I'm happy that we increased the number of Pontiac residents who worked, and in the number of young people who came in. And I wanted to show them what it was like to be productive and how government ran, because that's the only way they're going to learn. There's not a lot of opportunities in Pontiac, the way our government is situated, for young people to come in and to sit in a seat or a commission.
So I want to just get in real quick. So I remember when you actually ran for your first term of mayor, it was when nobody wanted to run because everybody's worried about getting paid. People didn't really want to run for office. So when you did your 2 terms, now was when the current mayor is getting all the, I'll probably get a couple of texts behind this comment, but everything that you put in place came to reality in the current mayor's term.
That's right.
And that's what usually happens. You put your harvest out there, you do what you do, and then all of a sudden when you leave, that's when everything starts happening. And the current person in that position actually takes all the credit.
That was true in a lot of things, and some things that were put in place that are continuing on, and that's good.
That's a good answer.
Transformation of this. Well, I think you said words, and I'm putting it in the way
Right.
that is
Put
diplomatic.
in a nice word. That's
But
right,
hey,
diplomatic, because I just...
But I know the implications of that. I understand completely what you mean, and I'm just going to tell you the way that I did it. All right.
Yes.
And that I was able to get the council to be helpful in that regard too, because it takes all of us pulling together to do that and to get the same vision. As a council, most of the time was in harmony with me, but sometimes one of the councils was not in harmony with itself, and so we had to.
One was not in harmony with itself.
With itself.
They had to
so-
fight.
Yeah, right. So I had to get got the 4 votes, that we needed to move the city along, and sometimes I just had to sit back while they were, divided amongst themselves. And
But it's good to talk about that, right?
Yes,
So that the city will know, like, if we're not, some people may be opposed, but you still vote and you keep moving forward.
We have to be practical because you keep your eye on the goal.
Yes.
Your eye on the goal and keep moving forward.
Oh, that's good.
And whatever you need to do, and sometimes you have to wait for people to come along to where you are or come into agreement with each other. But the idea is to keep your eye on the prize, and that is a motivating factor that pulls you forward. So, in fact, as you talk about some of the other people who are running for the mayor's seat right now, I actually mentored 2 of the people who are running.
Oh, good.
Let's talk about
Let's
that.
talk about that.
Well, they even talk about it themselves, and one of them was the person that I brought in and tried out as a deputy mayor. Okay, because he had been one of the ones who was most critical, and after he'd been there for a while and saw all we did and realized he needed help and carrying out the assignments, and he came back to me and said, "Mayor, I have a lot of respect now for what you did, what
That's
you told me. I
good.
had no idea. When you're committed to doing a good job, there's a lot of work in this. And I would leave the office later than everybody because for me, it's like being a doctor. When you have a surgery, you don't get up and leave 30 minutes time. You have to get up and leave when everything is done
Yeah.
and everything is right and perfect. And so that's the ethos that I took to my work being a physician and my work being a mayor.
Dr. Waterman, how important? So I heard you earlier talking about students that would come in and you made that promise to them that if they went on and they graduated, you would come regardless of where it was in the state of Michigan. How important is keeping your word?
Absolutely. People have to know, let me put it from my standpoint.
Yeah.
You want people to trust in your integrity and your
Yes.
vision. All right. That's extremely important, whether it's putting their life in my hands to do their surgery, or whether it is trusting the fact that the decisions we make are in the good interest of the city and not in self-interest sources. And sometimes you question that with some of the decisions have been made, and I think that's why people are a little disappointed in what's gone on for the last 4 years. I myself am a little disappointed, and that's why even though most mayors retire and sit back, I chose not to do that. I chose to, we had put enough time and work and getting all the accomplishments we did, so it was important to me to see that continued to move forward. One of the big things that I was able to leave in place for the next administration was financial security. All right, and I wanted to make sure that we used that properly, that didn't go backwards, so we went back to where we were before, because we had struggled so hard and so many people had sacrificed to get to that financial stability that we needed to move forward as a city. And one of the things that I'd left was, and you heard people talk about the ARPA money.
Yes.
That was the American Rescue Plan dollars. That was the last of the federal government money for COVID-19 relief, and was used to help our communities to thrive after COVID-19. And Pontiac had been awarded some money, $5.9 million. And that sounded like a pretty good sum, except I looked around and I said, a lot of communities are getting more than us, and why is that? And I found out that they were using the formula for Oakland County, which has a much different economic base than Pontiac does and did. So I went and I fought for us to get more money. I actually went to the United States Secretary of the Treasury and I had to write a letter and get us proclaimed as a metropolitan city. And as a result of my efforts in doing that, instead of $5.8 million, we ended up getting $37.7 million.
Wow. That's great.
That's a lot more. And that's a lot more that we could use and that I hoped could be used to help our communities thrive and rebuild here in Pontiac. And one of the reasons I kept going to council and having this discussion about how that money should be spent during the next administration was because I thought more of it should go to the citizens, small businesses, and for them to use it for the homeowners, to help them to thrive and to rebuild our community. I just thought too much of it was going to, originally as planned, was going to outside contractors and to administrative, and I wanted more of it to go directly to services that our citizens and businesses could use. So by going back repeatedly and by talking to council, I got them to change that. And so now we're getting a lot more that's going directly to the citizens and homeowners.
For the small businesses and things like that?
Small businesses.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right, so
Okay.
that was why I continued to stay involved.
So hold that thought. Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
All right.
Hello, everybody. My name is Quentin Hines. I'm a former NFL player, Super Bowl champion of the New England Patriots. Here with Mayor Waterman, I brought a lot of business to Pontiac. I really love everything that she's done in the past, and I support her for the new mayor.
Thank you so much.
Hello, everybody. My name.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's me, Tune Up Man, along with Joe Longhammer and Regina, the queen of car loans at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford.
If I'm looking for a new car and I have $500, Regina, what can you do for me?
I'll take your $500 and turn it into $1,000.
But there's a catch, right?
That's right. I can only handle 25 of these deals each month.
Hurry before those 25 deals are gone.
Call or text 248-266-9875. I'll get you approved.
Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com.
Hello, everybody. My name is Quentin Hines. I'm a former NFL player, Super Bowl champion of the New England Patriots. Here with Mayor Waterman, I brought a lot of business to Pontiac. I really love everything that she's done in the past, and I support her for the new mayor.
Thank you so much.
And we are back with Dr. Waterman. Dr. Waterman, we took a quick break, but now we are back. I just want to talk a little bit about you staying active in the city of Pontiac. Even after your 2 terms that you served, you stayed active. Why was that important to you?
Because I'm a member of the community, and because I want the same vitality for the city that everybody does. I live here. I'm not a Johnny-come-lately, and I plan to live here. And I know what the promise of the city could be. And I love the diversity of the city, the culture that we have here, and I just love being in Pontiac. When Bill Waterman brought me here as his bride, and he was fighting for the city in terms of making sure we got equity of education for all our children. Made history right here in Pontiac, and I just felt that was a legacy, that I needed to continue. And we wanted to do whatever was necessary to be advocates for our community. And he was always not afraid to speak up when things were wrong, and I've done the same. I feel that it's a responsibility, having the success and the accomplishments and status that I've had, that I want to speak up for those who may not know how to access governmental channels. They may not know how to come to council meeting. And sometimes they come to me and express their problems, and I say, all right, that's not right, and I'm going to try to get to a resolution for that. Something very recently, and I'm still working on that, is that, and I can mention his name because he said it publicly, Dave Coleman, who is a very respected person in our community, came to the council meeting and complained about the fact that he had gotten unsuspectedly a letter saying that his house was on the demolition list, a house he lived in for 40 years. And then unless he agreed to pay for an inspection of the house, that he was going to be in jeopardy. And so he came and he complained and he talked about it. And I just said, that's not right. So I talked to him afterwards and come to find out that, number one, that was a list that he had been on with 668 other people and homes. And I said, well, nobody has a right to come inside and inspect your home without a warrant, number one, right? Number two, what was this list, And come to find out that when I complained about it, that it was something that was back in 2006. Well, why would somebody take a bogus list and go out and threaten people with the house being on a demolition list? That's not right. So I have dealt with that, and then there's a reason why a mayor has to be responsible for what the department heads handle that. And so that I put upon the mayor to control, and we're going to continue to do that. And I also wondered, did all 668 people get that same letter, threatening letter, or was it just certain ones picked for that? So I'm still investigating that because I want people to know that your house doesn't go on a demolition list. And if that happened back in 2006, and that's when this list, supposedly bogus list, was found, that was before my administration. And so that means my administrators knew, even if they saw some kind of list like that, they had the good sense not to follow through and send people threatening letters. So those are the kinds of things I continue to be involved in, and that's where we make a difference.
You know, I asked you that, but I heard along the way as you gave us your answer that you mentioned your late husband, Mr. Waterman. Shout out to him.
Judge Waterman.
Well, sorry about that, Judge Waterman. So, and I do respect that title, yes. And so he did a lot of work too for the city. And so, how now you're carrying out some of that work still. Like, how important is that even for your family? You've been here 60 years and invested in this city for 60 years. So, how important is it for you to continue to carry out even that legacy of some of the things that he wanted to see happen in the city of Pontiac that he didn't get to see?
I'm very proud of the legacy on what the Waterman name means in this town. And it is my responsibility to uphold that and to continue to have that progress. My children, I have 2 children who are Watermen, and they're not in the city anymore. They're in California, but they always give a shout out
Yeah, shout out to the
city
kids.
of Pontiac
Shout
whenever
out,
they hear
yeah.
something about Pontiac succeeding. And that's what I want all our youngsters to be proud of the city they came from. And I want more of them to come back to the city. So many of them go and don't come back because there aren't opportunities for him.
That's true.
But this is the city that we should open up those opportunities. The more of them go out to have their education or their training, and then come back and be able to live and work right here in the city of Pontiac, instead of wandering off to the far corners of the world. But they're both out there in California, and they're very proud of what's happened in Pontiac. And they, every time they see something about Pontiac in the news, or I'll send them a T-shirt or something, and "Yak down, don't back down," or something
Come
like
on,
that.
Yaktown. Come on, Sean.
They're
Yaktown, don't back down.
They're proud to admit, hey, they're Midwesterners and they're from Pontiac.
Yes.
That's so good.
So now that we're talking about the youth or young people, everybody should remember when the emergency manager closed all the Pontiac Youth Recreation Centers. And I know that you had a special place in your heart for the youth, but why did Mayor Grimo actually close the youth centers without a plan and not to put a new one in place?
That was pretty tragic because it was bad enough that the emergency manager closed down the youth centers, not to mention all the other things that were done to the city by the emergency manager. I mean, they had really cut the city to the marrow. So one of the things that was a challenge for me when I became mayor after that was to say to people, I can't undo what was done, but we can link together and move forward, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
You know, we can't look in the rearview mirror and drive forward at the same time. So we're going to drive
can't.
forward.
I try.
So we did that. And I knew one of the things that was very important was the education of our children and the amenities for our children in this community. My children had been brought up in Pontiac and had the amenities of T-ball and dance classes and things. And I wanted all children to have that same capacity or opportunity in the city of Pontiac. So it was very important to me to open another youth recreation center, particularly because this community had joined together and had passed the millage. So we had to look for a facility that satisfied everybody, and the council agreed with me, and we opened that facility on Gulf Drive, which was something that we had we were renting it first to try it out, but the council set aside $3.2 million to purchase it. And it was a wonderful facility and lots of land around it. It had a wonderful basketball court. You know how our kids love to play basketball.
Yes.
And we had so many partners in bringing in programs that we had up to 250 children a day there. We had so much opportunity and so much visitation from our children who could come and stay all day because there were different opportunities throughout the day. So the council, for whatever reason, decided not to purchase it because by that time, the new mayor-to-be came in and said, oh, I can build you a better one. So he closed it. That was one of his first things. And so now those children had no place of their own to go, and they're kind of wandering around from place to place. While we're waiting for this youth center that he was going to build with a swimming pool, and now we won't have a swimming pool, and now we're trying to find $40 million to buy this new youth center. But there should have been a plan before he got people to vote for him by saying he's going to bring us a new youth center. There should have been a plan so that we didn't have this great gap of 6 years that our children could have had a youth center that they could have used during this time rather than waiting for this new one to be built. So those are some of the things that I regret, and certainly um, I think there should have been a different plan in place so our children wouldn't have been bereft without a place of their own that was paid for, that could have been paid for, and that's what people have been paying this millage for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
So I think people are disheartened a little bit that they are spending this money on the millage to benefit our kids and to uh, somehow compensate for what the emergency manager did to us. But hopefully we'll get this new youth rec center, and but part of it may have to be borne by the taxpayers.
Wow.
Um,
Oh, I would hate to have that happen. So, Dr. Waterman, for those that are watching, what are some upcoming things that you have going on?
for my vision for the city. in
Well,
terms of
just
that.
upcoming. So, if they are you going to be out in the city doing some events? Do you have any upcoming events?
Absolutely. I'm always out talking to people, letting them know about that we're important for people to get out and vote, trying to increase voter registration, and letting people know that what the options are for the city of Pontiac, how important it is at this time to have somebody who is poised and ready for action. All right, this is not the time to have somebody come to the table for us who needs on-the-job training. All right, and yeah, and that's why, particularly at this critical time, because this crossroads will depend on what decisions are made. And now that Pontiac is back on track again, and we've got a new narrative, now we've built a reputation about the city, there are a lot of people coming back and want to do deals with the city.
That's good.
Not all deals are good deals, you know. The deal for somebody to try to buy all of our easement along Crystal Lake for $250,000 was not a good deal. So you have to have a mayor who's ready to say no and know how to figure out the dollars. I'm a businesswoman, okay, and I know how to read a balance sheet. And I know some of the people who are coming and saying, elect me for mayor, don't know where the money goes, don't know how to read a balance sheet. So when I come to the table and people are ready to do the deal, I can talk one-on-one with them and know what are the best deals, know how to bargain them for the city. And we've done that in so many ways. And I think I am ready to do that, have done it. So as I hear some of the other people talk about, well, when I get in the office, I'll do this. Well, you haven't done it in any other positions. Where you been for the last 4 years? And not only that, but I'm not just blowing smoke, because
She right.
I have, as my literature, one of our talking points is, I've proven that by all the things that we've delivered. So it's proven leadership, proven results, and it's not. I hope you can do it when you get in.
What listeners, you all heard it here. She says she has proven leadership. She has done it. So this is Dr. let me say her name right, Deirdre Waterman.
Yes, thank you.
And she is running for mayor for the city of Pontiac. You heard it here first. We thank you so much, Dr. Waterman, for talking to us today. We're looking forward to seeing you out in the community and seeing what's next for you. So thank you for coming on, being the driver's seat today. We're excited. I'm so excited just to see someone in front of me that has worked.
Thank you so much. It's great to be with the ladies. And you yourselves have such recognition for doing these things, and you've gone right out there and made this quite an accolade for the city of Pontiac and for yourselves as broadcasters here. My applause for you.
Thank you. And we
Thank you
appreciate
so much.
Yeah,
and we appreciate you
the
so much.
compliments, Yeah.
We'll be right back. We'll take a quick break and we'll end up with our businesses that we're highlighting and news you can use that's coming up.
We'll be right back.
Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's me, Tune Up Man, along with Joe Longhammer and Regina, the Queen of Car Loans at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford.
If I'm looking for a new car and I have $500, Regina, what can you do for me?
I'll take your $500 and turn it into $1,000.
But there's a catch, right?
That's right. I can only handle 25 of these deals each month.
Hurry before those 25 deals are gone.
Call or text 248-266-9875. I'll get you approved.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's me, Tune Up Man, along with Joe Longhammer and Regina, the Queen of Car Loans at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford.
If I'm looking for a new car and I have $500, Regina, what can you do for me?
I'll take your $500 and turn it into $1,000.
But there's a catch, right?
That's right. I can only handle 25 of these deals each month.
Hurry before those 25 deals are gone.
Call or text 248-266-9875.
Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's me, Tune Up Man, along with Joe Longhammer and Regina, the Queen of Car Loans at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford.
If I'm looking for a new car and I have $500, Regina, what can you do for me?
I'll take your $500 and turn it into $1,000.
But there's a catch, right?
That's right. I can only handle 25 of these deals each month.
Hurry before those 25 deals are gone.
Call or text 248-266-9875. I'll get you approved.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's me, Tune Up Man, along with Joe Long.
Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com.
We're back, and we are back, and we are at the favorite part of our show where we talk about certain events that are going around town in the city of Pontiac.
I'm excited. It's just been a good day. And so, look, the Queen of Car Loans, you see her name up there? You see her name on there?
Oh, you're funny. So our first business is Pontiac, the heart of Oakland County, Men's Business Expo. It is the Pontiac brought to you by Pontiac Brothers United of Change. It's Saturday, June 7th from 1 to 5 p.m. at Vogue Events, 25 South Saginaw. For questions, contact James McQuinn, 248-758-3025. Any questions about this event, contact James Quinn, 248-758-3025.
Our next event is our Juneteenth Freedom Day Parade. This is a festival that's taking place in Pontiac, right here in our city, June 14th, 2025. That's a Saturday. And this is happening, the parade is happening at 3 p.m. Registration is required. So you do need to scan the QR code right there. The lineup starts at 1:30 p.m. on Chamberlain Street in Perry, and it goes from Perry Street south to University University Drive, and from University Drive West to Saginaw Street North. This is a full fun day for family and friends. And the festival itself starts at 4:30 p.m. and it lasts to 10:30 p.m. And the event persons are Quincy Stewart, the Polyester Players, Groove Session, The Best You've Never Had, and Larry Lee and Back in the Day. So these people will be performing at the festival. There'll be live music, DJs, food, karaoke, vendors, and a kids zone, and fireworks will be happening. This is taking place at Saginaw Street, the historic downtown area. The parade info, if you want to contact someone, contact Brenda J. Carter 29@gmail.com. Or if there's vendor information that you need, please contact Pontiac Juneteenth at gmail.com. Contact these persons so that you can get in, find out more information if you want to participate in the parade, and also if you want to be a vendor. June 14th, don't miss it.
Our next event is Father and Son Barbecue Cook-Off. Fire up the grill and feast. Saturday, June 14, 2025, Saturday at 12 p.m. It's going to be at downtown Pontiac, the Hidden River Park. First place prize. For more information, you can call 248-758-3400. Again, for more information, 248-758-3400.
And we have Energy Smart School. They're sponsoring U.S. EPA tools to help you track and manage your campus energy. And so this is being brought to you by the National School Board Association, and they say go green. So this is something that's happening. There is not too much information on this sheet, but we'll be back with some more information once we get it.
The last one is the Michigan Dolphins. Poppin' Popcorn begins May 22nd and ends June 5th, 2025. You can choose from 20 flavors. You can scan the barcode. Dolphin families sign up with the code to create a children's store. When you buy Poppin' Popcorn, their organization receives 50% of the purchase of support our cause, and you receive delicious reward. Support you from purchasing from a family store or purchasing from the team store in general. 100% online. Place your order. There is no limit, and wait for your order to arrive at your doorstep.
Yeah, so kids, K6, this is happening from the Power Company, and the Power Company is located at 530 East Pike Street in Pontiac, Michigan. They are having, they're asking you to let your children participate in this event every Saturday from 11 to 12:30 p.m. The Power Company has been doing this for many years, and so this brochure here says that they're going to have a bounce house party and lunch for everyone. So there's a PowerPoint from kids from K to second grade. Nobody quits alone. Power verse, the 3rd through the 6th grade. Happy is the person who doesn't listen to the wicked, and that's from Psalms 1:1. So there is a pickup and drop off time. If you are interested to sign your kids up, please sign them up before midnight on Friday, and they can receive a ride. So you can dial 248-253-1522 or register online at pckidzone.org. So it's pckidzone.org. And this is the Power Company. So get your kids involved every Saturday morning from 11 to 12:30 p.m.
I like the fact that it's lunch for everyone. They're going to feed them too.
Yeah, I like the fact that Pontiac, that this has been going on for years. I was a kid going to the Power Company.
Really?
So shout out to the pastor and his wife there, the wonderful work that they're still doing. They have picked up kids in the city of Pontiac for years, and they continue to serve and do that. So every Saturday morning from 11 to 12:30, the children of Pontiac can go and they will be taught the word. They will eat lunch together, and they will play and have fun.
So that's every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Power Company.
Power Company.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank everyone for joining us on the show this week. And we want to thank Dr. Waterman for being on. And
it was such a great show. So listen, everybody be on the lookout. We have a candidacy that's coming up for mayor. You want to know the candidates. You want to know what they're doing, how they have their hands in the city, you want to be involved so that you can vote.
And let me just say this, quick note. If you are running for any campaign, running for a race, whether you're running for mayor, anything that you're running for, know that people will go down your Facebook page, your social media pages, and look to see what you're doing. So it's all about having information, up-to-date information on your Facebook page.
Yes. This is the era of social media. People are watching your Facebook pages. They're on your Instagram. They're on your TikTok. Listen, I know because I go down a rabbit hole sometime looking at stuff. But also, we want to shout out to Max Main. He's on. He says, keep going. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support this morning. And for all of you all that's watching that didn't say anything, thank you so much for your support this morning. Listen,
and go back and watch. You can go back. You can watch the replay. So you can go back to our Facebook page. We're on right now. And then we also going to be sharing it in groups. And also we have our YouTube channel. We're looking to grow our YouTube channel. So look for our YouTube channel, be in the driver's seat, and subscribe.
Yeah.
And then we're also on Spotify.
Yes, we are.
So that's
Apple
uploaded
Music.
on Sunday night, Monday morning.
Yeah.
And you can always go back and listen to it then. And also we'll be providing Dr. Waterman with reels by our producer that gives us reels every week on our show. So look out for the reels.
Yeah, so happy Saturday, everybody.
Happy
Go in
Saturday.
peace and have a great weekend with your family and friends. And remember, we talked about loving on folks. We talked about being present with folks in life now. So love somebody, hug somebody, tell them you love them. Well, yeah, happy Saturday. Renee.
Happy Saturday.
Y'all see she got quiet.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. See you guys soon.